Hey guys, welcome back to another review. So in a previous episode of the channel, we saw the Apos Community Gremlin Amplifier, a wonderful little balanced amp with a really cool design. This time, we're taking a look at its balanced DAC counterpart, the Apos Community Merlin. Now, based on what I saw with the Gremlin, I'm really excited to just see what this DAC can do. It's beautiful, it's transparent, it's got that open box design, simple but to the point. So yeah, truly a pretty looking DAC. But does it perform as well as it looks? Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. So the box itself isn't all that exceptional, which isn't a problem since you'll probably throw it away immediately. Open the box and you're immediately greeted with the instruction manual, which comes in ye olde English once again, as well as modern English. Here, let me read a small little bit of it. Thou now holdest in thy possession Merlin, a wizard of great renown in the realm of wave-form transfiguration. Clad in but a modest cloak of acrylica, he concealeth a mind tempered by long years of digital sorcery, able to conjure music most wondrous from humble bits. He asketh but little, power, signal, and thy respect. Thy tones be true, thus endeth the codex. Good stuff again. Now lift up this first styrofoam block and you get the Merlin itself in its slim yet sophisticated glory. Put that aside, lift the second block, and you get the wall wart. That's it. Pretty simple and to the point. Build quality. Now, I am pleased to report that the Merlin is excellently built. The top and bottom enclosures are made of acrylic, and the supporting pillars are made of metal. Given that this is a much simpler structure than the Gremlin amp, I'm not really surprised. Nothing looks weird or out of place to me here. Tech specs. No, not Tex-Mex, tech specs. So this DAC features the AKM AK4493 DAC chip, USB-C, and coaxial inputs. No Toslink, by the way, just SPDIF. SPDIF. RCA and XLR outputs, native DSD 512 support via USB, and PCM support for up to 768 kHz 32-bit through USB, as well as 192 kHz 24-bit support through SPDIF. The Merlin only has two switches to play with, which include the power switch on the left and the input switch on the right. Here, listen to this. Operationally simple, but lots of possibilities. Now let's jump into the sound of this. So I'll be comparing this against my reference DAC, the SMSL SU8, plugging both into the THX AAA 789, running the HD600 in balanced, and seeing how it goes. And right off the bat, I will say I did notice the Merlin is slightly, an emphasis on slightly, quieter than the SMSL. Not enough to justify reaching in and adjusting the volume though. Quick reminder to like and subscribe down below. We're ramping up production, so you really don't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's not waste any more time, let's jump right in. So we're going to start out listening to Get Lucky by Daft Punk. Bass guitars lose a tiny bit of texture here, but still remains very textured on the Merlin. As for the mids, Pharrell's vocals lose a little bit of clarity and definition on the Merlin compared to the SMSL. In the treble department, however, you gain a bit of definition and distinction in cymbals and hi-hats. Soundstage width remains about the same, but airier sounds like the claps sound a little farther away from you. Not necessarily quieter, just physically further apart, by just a smidge. Now let's talk about Hotel California by the Eagles. Grab your happy grass, because we're jumping right in. Now bass guitars were brought forward just a tiny bit more. Not warmth, just a bit of presence. The deepest notes, though, fell off a bit sooner. Now in the mids, vocals take a quarter to half step back and do lose a tiny bit of clarity. Things like the slight amount of gruffness in the vocals or the harmonizing in the chorus are ever so slightly harder to discern with the Merlin. Once again, in the treble, you gain a bit of presence and clarity in cymbals and hi-hats on the Merlin. The higher notes that the acoustic guitars play on the sides are slightly more discernible. Like, it's easier to Like it's easier to make out what exact notes they're playing as opposed to just sounding like added percussion in lower end audio equipment. Now soundstage widens by just a tiny bit. No noticeable change in imaging to my ears, and I did go back and forth quite a bit. I couldn't really notice any, noteworthy differences. Now let's modernize a bit. Let's get to Kyoto by Skrillex. So you do lose a little bit of warmth and heft to the bass notes. The amount of punch remains the same though in every boom, boom, boom. No discernible difference in the mids, at least nothing too noteworthy or important. As for the treble, the rising whoosh in the background that starts like at the minute 42 mark feels less encompassing on the Merlin. Once again, soundstage widens by just a teensy-weensy little bit, and not a crazy amount of imaging going on in this track except for the Cyrus Says vocals at the 2-minute 10s. What was I about to say? $2.10 mark. The 2-minute 10-second mark. This soundbite sounds just a little further away from you and with slightly less clarity to it on the Merlin. So let's conclude here. In the end, is the Apos Community Merlin Balanced DAC worth $225? For me, the answer is sort of. When it comes to pure just features and I/O, this is not the most affordable DAC you can get. Some more affordable DACs on the market even come with Bluetooth as an option, which can definitely come in handy if you're ever in a pinch. But as for a DAC, which features an AK4493 DAC chip, this isn't the most affordable option, nor the most expensive. It sits right around the middle. If you find yourself wanting Bluetooth as well, I would actually check out the FX Audio DA06. Links for everything mentioned down below, by the way. There are really 4 reasons why you would opt for the Merlin. Number 1, you really just don't want to deal with USB-B connections anymore and just want to go full USB-C with your setup. Number 2, you don't want Bluetooth or Toslink. That's just not something you want. You'd rather just save the $40 on your new DAC. Number 3, you bought the Apos Gremlin amplifier and want this to match aesthetically. And of course, number 4, you want this unique, transparent, open style design, which it really does look cool in the right setups. So that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this really helps your purchasing decision, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, ciao.